You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello and welcome to a new edition of Shelby County Schools Report. We're coming to you from the studios of Germantown High School Television on the Germantown High School campus. I'm Raina Katko.
And I'm Rodney McKinnon. Each month we highlight the various people, programs, and events making a difference in our school system. Summer is usually a time to kick back and relax, but SCS leaders and students use the 2-month break to further their learning and leadership.
And this month's Summer Look Back will take you inside a leadership conglomeration helping SCS principals better serve students and teachers. And we're cheering on students in the first ever cheerleading camp.
Before we get to all that, students across the county blasted off at the 2018 Memphis Aviation Career Education Academy. We were there as the students learned what it meant to take flight.
I chose to be a part of this program because I've always really enjoyed aviation, and when I saw this program I was very excited and I just came along.
I was in one of the first programs 20-something years ago.
I heard about it from a friend and I'm really interested in aviation and flying.
From when I grew up, I've always thought planes were interesting, and when my mom told me about aviation camp, I said I wanted to do it.
We've been doing this camp in Memphis since the early 90s, about 1992.
It's grown pretty well. I think they started off with maybe 7 to 10 kids, and now it's like 50 kids every camp.
We've also partnered with Shelby County Schools to help the program grow, and also the places and locations we're able to visit.
We went to the tower at the airport, and we got to look at the radars and what the air traffic controllers do.
We also did flight simulators too.
I got to fly a plane. That was amazing. I've never flown before.
It is very hands-on. You see everything and be able to hear everything.
One of our goals and one of the big things we offer is exposure, is to show students, one, some careers that maybe they've never considered or thought about, and two, maybe you've thought about it, but you don't really know how to get there.
I know I would want to pursue aviation probably in the future, but I'm also looking to go into medicine. So it's between those two, but I know I definitely would like to do something in the aviation field when I'm older.
Benefits of this program is basically exposure that you normally don't get on the normal basis, or any adult can do on the normal basis unless they work there.
Aileron, another French name.
It just gives them more options. If you don't know something's there or is available, or you don't know how to get there, you won't pursue it, and you very likely won't be successful at it. So I think half the battle, especially for young students, is finding something you want to do, something that motivates you, and so hopefully we're giving them that.
The whole control surface moves, so that's called a stabilator.
But this is more like different career fields for 5 days a week. And every day is something different, whether it's a pilot, air traffic controller, a mechanic, to maybe see a few engineers, and also exposure, learning how to fly, or just get the taste of it, or the orientation flight.
At the beginning, when we took off, we got to feel it going up and got to be in the pilot seat. And once we were in the air, we got to move it around and push the buttons and stuff.
It actually taught me a lot. It taught me about like how many fields there are in aviation. Like just looking in, you wouldn't really know. There are people who you have to talk to when you're on the ground, going off the ground, going into the air, and you wouldn't know how many hours they put in until you like really actually go and talk to these people.
They were really kind and open. They acted like they were at your level of profession.
So when the airplane is climbing out, you set your trim and it'll stay where you set it at.
They were very funny, but they were also serious. They made me feel like it was a very safe environment. It was like a good learning experience. Like, they taught me a lot, which I appreciate.
It's interesting to see a student on Monday who was barely staying awake, and you could tell maybe someone made them come, and by Friday you're hearing, I think I might want to be a pilot, or they've seen something that's interesting. You have everybody's attention and they're engaged, and we have students asking to come back and do it again when it's over.
The camp has really inspired me to do a lot of things. So I want to become a pilot, and the camp introduced me to a lot of different things that we have to do.
For me, going through this program was the first time I actually met airline pilots and was able to talk to them face to face. It gave me that roadmap that I talked about. It's like I knew I wanted to do it, but didn't know how to make it happen. So seeing those professionals, just being able to talk to them and stay in touch with them over the years was very motivational to me.
So, like a car underneath, when you like pull it and it scoot back?
If it wasn't for this camp, I don't know where I'd be at today. So I like to give kids that same opportunity or the same exposure that I had.
It was just great. I learned that, and I also learned that, like, dreaming is possible as long as you put your mind to it, and as long as you put in the work and the effort, you can achieve it.
Shelby County school principals and leaders worked hard over the summer to better serve students and the community this school year. During a week-long leadership conglomeration, they attended seminars focused on academics, technology, and community engagement.
What makes a good principal is to be in the classroom every day.
A good principal, in my opinion, is someone who listens, first of all, because in order to lead effectively, you have to be a good listener.
A principal is someone that I would define as the person that is there to really lead the teachers.
Principals, successful principals, are principals who know how to get resources from the district. I wish you all the best over the next 2 weeks, and I wish you all every increase in success. But the last thing I want to repeat is this: keep, stop, start.
This event is a leadership conglomeration for the year, and what it is a collection of institutes. So you have specific sessions around leadership development. You have specific sessions around school operations and how to have an effectively run school.
Does my leadership increase the probability?
We have an opportunity to have various keynote speakers. These are renowned educators from all over the country, but we also have an opportunity to learn from each other. We have principals and ILDs and district staff that are presenting information to us, so that it gives us an opportunity to not only be reflective about the past school year, but also to plan for the upcoming school year.
The true time that you're going to have during Team Ready, so that I can get used to working smart and accurate as well as for speed.
We asked principals, what is it that you would like to learn? What is it that you need to know? And so in a very non-threatening way, principals were able to articulate the sessions that they would like to have more information on.
Some of us may need more information on how to better analyze data. Some of us may have an opportunity this summer to just expand upon the role of leadership.
Not only do you have the opportunity to glean from keynote speakers, but you have an opportunity to collaborate with colleagues. You connect with some veteran principals. You connect with principals who are in the middle of the road, who've been principals for maybe 10 years or so.
We actually have an app this year, and we're encouraging the principals and the participants to tweet out or attach pictures to the app or share information. So we're using that app to have feedback ongoing throughout the conference.
So the tweeting has been fun. Win with us. And it's trending, of course, so when I put Win with us in, I see it at the top already.
It's an opportunity to share a framework around development, but allow them to be creative to implement based on what their individual school needs.
Many of the things that I have learned, I've implemented, and I've pulled different pieces from different keynote speakers.
Don't treat people like that. Don't do it.
So when you sit in those workshops, a lot of times it's an opportunity for you to think about, that's something maybe I want to try at my own school, or maybe that's a relationship that I want to explore.
As educators, we have to be on the cutting edge of every piece of technology that comes out, because if we're not, then the children are going to be ahead of us. And so we have to always be ahead of them.
They're really excited because it's very obvious that we heard what they said they needed and what they would like to see. And so the conference field and making sure we meet the needs of the principals, I think is really an exciting point.
One of the things that I really like about our school system is that I feel that the people that are in leadership really care about my development as a principal, that they are committed to making sure that as a school leader that I have the tools and support that I need.
This place, it's extremely unique.
You are pushed to do things that you didn't know you could do because someone else saw it in you.
If you're with us for your whole 4 years here at GHS, you get a great foundation of amazing classes.
Try the priest.
The approach we take to whether it's the fall play or the spring musical is that the students are truly the ones that are making the magic happen.
Tell all the people. You put the work in off and on stage. Not only are you on stage acting and playing a part, you're working, you're pricking your fingers, sewing the costumes, you're learning how to make exotic makeup designs, you're learning how to build the set that you're going to be planted on.
And as you grow with us within the program, your skills continue to develop and we build off your previous knowledge. And hopefully by the time you graduate, you're a well-rounded professional in a way, and you can move into any area that you'd like after high school and succeed.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
My guest today has been in education for more than 40 years, working her way up from a teacher to a principal. Her dedication is one of the many reasons she was named Shelby County Schools Principal of the Year. Please welcome Barbara Harmon, Principal of Germantown High School. Welcome. Congratulations on your honor.
Thank you.
Tell us what drew you to education.
My mom and my dad and my brother were all teachers, as my grandmother was. All of them was Shelby County Schools. And my mother taught for 34, 35 years. My dad taught for a few years and then went on to be a chemical engineer. My brother taught for a couple of years, then went back and got his PhD and got into industry. So it was in my blood, and it was just something that I always loved doing. I think I was born to do it. So.
And did you start your career at Germantown High
I
School?
did. I did.
So you've been at Germantown for over 40 years
Right.
then.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us what classes you taught and how long you taught.
When I first started out, I began teaching accounting, and then I moved on to teaching computers and software use and those kinds of things right before I became assistant principal.
Okay. And your children went to GHS too, so you have experience as a parent and watching them go through. What was their experience
Absolutely.
like?
All three of my children attended Germantown High School. The two boys played football and baseball, but football mostly. My daughter played softball, so I was very involved in sports, and I know a great deal about how sports works and working with parents and coaches and so forth. But they also received a very good education here, and all three of them are very successful in what they've become.
You've been successful as a teacher and now principal.
Mm-hmm.
How did you make that transition from teacher to principal?
I began working in the offices even when I was a teacher. I had a number of student teachers that were called MATs at the time. They were working on their master's in education. So they were with me all day long, and eventually second semester they would teach all my classes with me kind of guiding. So at that time I would go down to the offices and work in the offices and try to find out what they were doing and how they were doing and what they were doing. And so when I became an assistant principal, I could move right in and I knew exactly what to do.
How does the job compare with how you thought it would be once you became principal?
I was very apprehensive at first. I've gotten used to it, but it is a difficult job. Something happens every single day, not necessarily within the school, but just general running the school, taking care of the campus, making sure that things are clean, and then of course working with the teachers, who we've got a super faculty. I think that's one of the reasons why I actually got this honor, was because of our teachers. They are so professional. They are so wonderful at what they do. We have outstanding teachers, and they love our students. And I believe in them 100%. I trust them. And so that helps me with as far as running the school, because I know that I can depend on them and that we work together on everything.
So for the last 2 years, you were a finalist for Principal of the Year, and this year you're a finalist and you actually won. What do you think are some of your leadership characteristics that help you stand out?
I am very much a believer in empowering teachers and empowering the staff to make decisions within certain boundaries, but we work together. We work together on the master schedule. We have teachers that they come to me and tell me what they need in their department. They help me with interviewing new teachers because they know, especially the department chairs and others, know exactly what we need and what a person that would fit best into Germantown High School. So I depend on them a lot.
Well, we're coming up on a new school year. What are some challenges and what are some things that you're looking forward to about this next school year?
I'm looking forward to just a new school year, period. The challenges, again, just keeping the building clean and keeping it safe for our students. They've added some new door locks. That's going to be a little bit of a change this year, so we're going to work with that. But it should be helping with safety as far as our school, and that's again, other than academics, it's the number one thing that we work together for is safety of our students.
Well, I have been a student at Germantown and been a coworker with you, and I am just so privileged to know you, and you're truly the backbone of Germantown High School, and we appreciate all you do.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back with more Shelby County Schools Report.
We're running a 24-hour broadcast television station like no other school has done.
It is student run, it's student produced, it is student written, and it's student directed.
Here's to another 35 more years.
Students here get immersed in lots of different types of shows so that when they go out into the real world or to college, if this is what they want to pursue, they are so prepared.
Those lessons have also affected me in the ways that I would never even imagine.
It has shown me to be different and to, not settle for mediocrity. When you're producing a show, you want your show to be the best one it can be. You want it to be, a show to remember, a show that you want to look back on and say, I did that.
Yes, I did do this. Did I believe that I could do this? No, but because of all the support that I gained, I know that I can actually get this done.
I know that the skills I've learned here is something I'm never going to forget, and same with the experiences here.
From all of us here at GHS-TV, have a great day.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
This year, a new SCS summer camp kicked off, focused on the fundamentals of cheerleading. But being a good cheerleader is more than just knowing how to do a toe touch or lead a cheer. Organizers hope the camp helps mold these students into leaders on the sidelines, in the classroom, and in the community.
Is cheerleading sport? Is cheerleading not a sport?
It's like different. Definitely different. You're high up in the air, you have to be tight.
They're doing jumps, they're doing toe touches, they're using their full body like any other athlete. So it's a hardcore sport.
It's more than a sport, but it's beyond sport.
However, it's not only entertaining, but it has evolved so much.
Cheerleading is a tradition, and really it's a tradition in the United States. We give the people opportunity to actually lead those, and that's what cheerleaders' purpose is. And it's really to bring that energy to that game and to really build that crowd and the support and the spirit of those schools and those universities.
You may have a team that does not win one single football game or basketball game or whatever you're cheering for, but the energy has to stay up. And if your cheerleaders are doing it, a lot of times your crowd will stay there. Cheerleading is a sport and is important.
Cheerleading is one of the components that we come up with this year. We hadn't had it before. We had all the football, the basketball, and golf or whatever, but I wanted to do something for the young ladies. And cheering has turned out to be one of the best situations we could have ever adapted into our program.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
These kids learn, like I said, about leadership. They learn about themselves. They learn so many different qualities that they never knew they had: strength, patience.
It will help me become a leader because I get to I don't get to just tell them what to do, but I get to communicate with other people and learn how to be cooperative with a whole bunch of other people and learn how to take mistakes.
It'll make us better. It'll get our stunts up. It'll just make us better at cheer, make us louder, get our moves more tighter and more professional as a cheerleading squad.
This camp, oh, so good. The mentors, they're so nice. They definitely help us. They give us constructive criticism that we need to hear whether we like it or not. They teach us that we need to smile because we are cheerleaders. We have to pump up the crowd. They teach us to project our voices and just be the best that we can be.
The most important lesson that I think cheerleading teaching is team and depending on one another, because you can't go out there by yourself, because when you go out there, you're a team. So it's not all about you, it's about everybody else.
The sisterhood, I believe, comes first. Once they learn how to put that one thing together, everything else to me just falls into place. Once they understand the full concept of a sisterhood being a team, it's everything. Everything falls after that.
I love cheer so much because I feel like it just gives me a chance to showcase what I know and what I've been doing. It gives me a chance to show spirit, give my spirit off, so that's why I love cheer.
It gives them an outlet, because sometimes kids, like, they don't have anything else to express themselves. So cheerleading, it teaches them how to express themselves.
You have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to learn. If they say tighten up, tighten up. If they say bend your legs, you have to bend your legs. And you have to be able to portray how you're feeling, your spirit to the crowd.
We got varsity sports to come here for a whole week and work with these young ladies. Varsity Sport is a national organization that go around all across the country.
They are the global leader in cheer and dance, so to have something right here in this city, probably the best experience that I can have, and I'm so appreciative that we got the opportunity here in Shelby County to do that.
And guess what? They're here free. We're here doing it for the kids here in Memphis free. I tell you what, this is going to be the inaugural year of it, and we're going to see how it goes. And if it's a big hit, we'll continue to do it and make these young ladies happy.
Shelby County Schools ESL Summer Enrichment Program helps students who are new to the country and cannot speak English. Over the 4-week program, students from elementary to high school gain confidence needed to participate in class in the fall.
Have children coming in from different countries.
I'm coming from Africa in Rwanda.
We originally came from Africa, Congo.
I came from Venezuela.
I came from Brazil.
We have students from Asia. We have from all over the world.
And so in our program, we help them by teaching English through content.
I want you to say, I see, and then you complete the sentence.
And then, of course, we help them with math language development as well.
8 is less than 45.
When I come here, I didn't know any English.
I was known to answer my name or my age.
In middle school, I speak a little bit English. It's so bit hard because, you know, some people say, don't speak Spanish because I think you're talking about me. And I was like, this is my language. So my mom said, you need to go with summer school.
What's a word that we could say is something she did while she was juggling? Summer Enrichment Program is for students who have basically been here less than a year in the United States. And it's a way of being able to kind of help them get acquainted with American education.
And so what it does, it allows them to come into the program to get familiar with how the program runs, what things we have to offer, what the options are for the students at a particular school.
You may be from Africa, you may be from Venezuela, but we are here to learn English.
Today you just need to describe each part.
I try to learn one word each day.
Can you say it, Francisco? Do you feel confident you can say it?
I try to say this word in a phrase, in a sentence, so I can learn more and more.
I see
They're very driven, and they're very serious.
I don't like when people say, I'm not speaking English. I don't like it. My feeling gets so bad. I was like, I'm not speaking English. I'm living in America. And I was like, oh my gosh.
These children come from many different backgrounds, many different situations. We take that into consideration, and just the fact that they are here and that they are survivors and that they are determined to learn and be successful in this system. We appreciate that as teachers.
My teachers here are like my heroes because they helped me so much to know a lot of things.
Family, yeah, she comes from a family.
Several of our teachers, they are English learners themselves, so it's kind of like, you know, they have another language in their background, and the students can appreciate the fact that, oh, you know what, you did it, you learned, and they have that kind of, some have an automatic connection.
Practice, exactly. She would practice juggling. I was born and raised in Chile, in South America, and I remember when I was in 5th grade moving to the United States and being a new kid in this country. And I also had to learn the culture and learn the academics. And I always tell the students, you know, I know what it's like in a way being here.
1, 2, 3, go. Treat other people like you. I lived in Mexico, and I know in the beginning it's really hard to speak the language, and I think it's really about confidence and feeling like you can talk with someone and fail, and then little by little you learn the language. Respect.
We want them to be engaged. We don't want them to just go to class and just sit there and be silent, because many of our students can speak, but because they may not have the language skills, they often fear speaking during the mainstream classes.
My brother have a twin, just been summer school. He don't speak English. He don't like it. Say, why you speak English? Say, you live in America, so you need to speak English.
They're trying, and they do want to.
This program have helped me a lot. They prepare the classes, and they make you be confident to ask the teachers, and they say all the time, don't be scared. It's normal to ask the teacher.
They know that we're here to help them because we're advocates for them. Just the response that I see as well, they have smiles on their faces, they're enjoying it, we're making it as interactive as we can, and I think they appreciate that.
When you go somewhere and you say, oh my gosh, your English is not perfect, don't worry about it. You say, okay, I'm a nice person, I can, and don't worry about it.
If you would like to learn more about Shelby County Schools, visit us on the web at www.scsk12.org.
On behalf of everyone here at Germantown High School Television and Shelby County Schools, thank you for watching today's program. We'll see you next time on Shelby County Schools Report.